Bruton. They've been playing on the away floors. And the ladies, in one particular instance, played in Mobile. For the first time ever, we're on this brand new arena floor. Got all the amenities, the gorgeous lights, the sound system, the whole 9 yards. And we've got a 2-2 game as your marquee matchup. And what a fitting way to start the first meeting between two teams on a brand new floor. And it'd be a couple of sets of Coyotes. One from the north, one from the south. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. There was an hour in which to get everything in place to be able to bring you coverage. So a few things went missing. And one was traveling over to the opposite side of the floor to get the starting lineup. But I will look at the floor and tell you who is in for Coastal Alabama North and for Coastal Alabama South. And we'll start with the visitors. Abdul Payai, as that is knocked down from the corner by Whitehurst. And the visitors with that 3.52 lead. Got Ethan Anderson on the floor, as well as Michael Willis. Chi Evans getting the starting nod as well. And those are the five that begin this one for North. Meanwhile, for South, it is Chris Bibbs who fires and drops it in from the elbow. Josh Price, Latrell Sanders getting the start tonight. Sheldon Williams, Mr. Do just about everything. Rebounds, scores, you name it. And Ricky Levette in that starting lineup as well. There's another 3-ball dropped in by Whitehurst. And I think this may be the first time ever, too, that you've got the meeting not only on this floor, but a meeting between a D1 and D2 Coastal Alabama team. Coastal South out of D1 and Coastal North from D2. And coming into this one, the interesting factor for each team, South knows they're in. They're one of the top 6 teams is Bayeye. Misfires on the 3. It is rebounded by Williams. But an interesting note is that Coastal North doesn't know. Bibbs make that Latrell Sanders with a miss from the corner. Over to Bibbs, who will fire the 3, dips it in and out. Anderson coming down with the rebound. Drive to the glass, laid in by Whitehurst. And Whitehurst scoring a lot of the early points in this one for Coastal Alabama North. Price with it out front, gives it down low to Williams. I mentioned Williams leads the ACCC in so many different categories. Top scorer, 23 points a game. Top rebounder in double digits there too. And it is very difficult to keep a good Sheldon Williams down. Willis in and out of the arc. Brings it top side, but talking about the fact that there's Williams with a block. Yeah, that's on his resume too. Lots of blocks. Price laying it in on the other end of the floor, knots it up at 10. Bayeye's got it out front, gives over to Evans. Other side of the floor to Anderson, back to Bayeye. Misses on the long 2. Willis has got it. He and Levette battling. And there's a whistle, and typically that's where you get a defensive foul. And it'll be charged to Levette. But the fact that these two teams are in different divisions in the ACCC means this game has absolutely no bearing on whether you get in or stay out where the postseason tournament is concerned. And Coastal Alabama North is right there on that bubble yet to know whether they are in or out. And man, you talk about a quagmire, a logjam in Division II. In the lineup for South is Braden Peters. And Peters with a miss from the corner, but it will go out of bounds off of North. But when you look at Division II, as Price pops the three, flips that lead over to the other set of Coyotes. You've got one in D2 men's basketball, Snead State. No doubt about it, 14-1. Only loss of the year was to Enterprise State. You got two in. And it's Bevel State. Dropped in from the corner, and that will be Willis hitting the three. And here we go, seesawing back and forth with the lead. But it is 3 through 6. It is really discombobulated. Turnaround, Jay. That's David Giddens into the game with the two, and we're knotted up at 15. And let me say a big thank you to the gentleman who typically runs camera for Coastal South. He's actually working our camera tonight. I don't know how to act without, running a camera and multitasking. I don't have any excuses for all my blunders. Timeout on the floor at the 15-15 mark. That's what they've got. Coyotes from the north and Coyotes from the south.
It's the dreaded appointment. You've put it off long enough. You've run out of excuses. And now you've got to face your fears head on. Fortunately, there's someone there who won't hold your feelings against you. Somebody whose efforts instead will give you your best selfie smile. You'll thank her when it's over. Be somebody. Enroll in the Dental Assisting Program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
A little better than 5 minutes into the game, we hit our first media timeout, and nothing has been decided. Some personal stats, but we're knotted up at 15. Coyotes and Coyotes. By the way, back here tomorrow, but not in the gymnasium. We're right across the parking lot and street. Bay with a miss on the three. And we'll have baseball for you. Pensacola State taking on the Coyotes of Coastal South. It is a noon first pitch. And we'll have it right here. Giddens off on the three. Williams trying to put back. Evans going the other way with it. Says, hey, how about coast to coast? There will be a charge given to Evans. Braden Peters coming out of the ball game. And in is Mafatima Nadaye. Nadaye had started every game this year that he had played in until this one. Giddens open for the three ball. Dips it in and out. Whitehurst with a rebound. Back it goes to Bayeye, top side. Swung over to Evans. Evans through the paint. Whitehurst, who's already hit a couple of those, misses that one. Bims with a board. Down it goes to Williams. Into the ball game defending for Coastal North is Brayshawn Williams. And by the way, Coastal North is playing without their leading scorer, leading rebounder, team leader, Mikey McIntosh. Got into a little bit of a, I don't even know if it's justifiable to call it a skirmish. Just a little incident at the end of the LBW game. And as a result, we'll have to sit 2. Evans from 6 feet out. They'd been stuck for a while at 15-15. And now the visitors by 2. Giddens was open, but not quickly to defend Evans. Over it goes to Williams. Giddens into the corner to Nadaye. That's his specialty. Pops it. A 1-point South Coyote lead. May top side. Bibbs defending into the corner. It goes to another newcomer in this game. That is Ozell Purifoy. Over to Whitehurst. Lost ball. Nadaye's got it. Now trying to keep it. Able to slide it over to Williams, who gives it to Price. Accelerates in the paint. Shot not there. Whitehurst going the other way with it. Bayai took a step before he put the ball on the floor. Here comes Willis back into the game for North. Trey Durant checking in too. We've had a lot of Coyote athletics today. Coyote North baseball sweeping Wallace-Selma. Coyote South and Coyote North softball with Coastal South sweeping. Down it goes to Williams. And Williams fouled by Williams. Yep, one on each side of the floor. Brayshawn for North and Sheldon for South. And Sheldon Williams at the line. A 51% free throw shooter. That free throw shooting was in the 40s a couple of weeks back, but he has continually built that percentage. Up now to a tad over 50. 1 of 2 missing the back end. Durant with it, top side, over it goes to Purifoy. Back to Durant. Williams to Willis. North's also got Caleb Renfro in the game. And a little too much hip action from Nadaye. And now I think a quintet of new South Coyotes coming in. Joe Brown into the game. Kobe Christopher checking in. You got Cam Dickerson on the floor, Ronnie Roberts in, and Brian Estimi. So all new Coyotes, everybody getting a chance to play on this brand new floor. Purifoy with a miss. Christopher bringing into the Coyote into the floor. Of course, in this one, both ends of the floor are Coyote ends. Brown trying to tip it back. Durant. And a jam miss by Purifoy. Trying to hammer it in, got too much rim. Over it goes to Brown. Dickerson back out front to Roberts. Estimi from the timeline. And then bumped by Williams. Means a Williams foul, and it means a media timeout. 9:45 to play, half number one. A 2-point Coyote South lead.
Preparing for surgery is like getting ready for the big game. You arrive early. You get your mind right. You make sure every tool is ready and the team has the right equipment. Your patient may never know your name. They may never realize that somebody cared enough to ensure all the little tasks were done right. But that's okay. You do. Be somebody. Enroll in the Surgical Technology program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
.9:43 to go. It is thrown away. Durant to the other end of the floor, and the put back by Purifoy after the miss by Durant, and we are knotted at 19. I mentioned the Lady Coyote softball team victorious over Coastal North in a sweep of a doubleheader today. They have just arrived in the gymnasium. Everybody wanting to be a part of the new. Hey, I was there the first time. Roberts, shot blocked. And Williams trying to come up with a loose ball, lost it out of bounds. Well, I was supposed to be in Atlanta tonight doing baseball for the Association of Catholic Coaches and Athletes. Well, Purifoy almost missed that jam. Forced it over the rim. 21-19. Coastal North advantage. Over to Christopher. Into the corner it goes to Dickerson. Brown says, let me try a three. Drops it in. 22-21 South lead. Durant of the timeline. Fan to Purifoy, and he'll get the puck and draw the Brown foul. I mentioned I was supposed to be in Atlanta, and actually Dallas Renzi would be here tonight. And the thoughts and prayers with, I'm not sure which team, Blessed Trinity or Marist. Their baseball team, a family member one of the baseball players, as a matter of fact, a brother, passed away yesterday and the game canceled. So our thoughts and prayers with the family. And literally, I was, I think, 30 miles outside of Atlanta last night when learning of the tragedy and the cancellation. That is Roberts getting his first of the game. Durant. Well, it wasn't the cleanest of passes, but it worked. And Evans will drop it in for two. It's a 1-point Coyote North lead. Christopher with it. Out front, he'll go to Roberts. And he'll shoot a Stephon Curry three, except Stephon Curry typically hits those. Jack Bousson in the game. Durant. Is it an offensive or defensive? One said offensive, the other defensive. And defensive wins out. So Christopher picking up the foul. And Durant to the stripe. Durant, an 80% free throw shooter on a very good free throw shooting North team. Right at 71%. Well, Coastal North waiting to see if they get in. The bad news is Somebody's going to be left out. And when you look at the tiebreakers, it doesn't weigh heavily in Coastal North's favor. They split with most of the teams that they might wind up in a tie with. Enterprise State, the exception, which I think means Enterprise State could be in because they also knocked off Sneed State. And when you go through the litany of tiebreakers, how the teams fare against the upper teams in the division could be one of the tiebreakers if you have to go that far. Purifoy giving Coastal North a 4-point lead. But of the teams that they might wind up tied with in battling for the remaining spots in postseason, they split with everybody except Enterprise State. So Enterprise State sweeps Coastal North. And again, a win over Sneed State and Pig. And they got a win over Bevel State. And I'm talking about Enterprise State. So those are all things that weigh in their favor should they lose tonight and fall to 7-9. Over it goes to Bims back into the game. As a matter of fact, looks like you got all the starters with the exception of one. And really, you've got all of the guys that typically start. Nadaya did not get the start tonight, but he is on the floor now. So these are the five that, generally speaking, have been the five to begin a ball game for Coastal South. Coastal South's in. I mentioned that earlier. They're not worried about getting a 5, 6, or 4 bid. I'm talking about the softball team again. There's Coach Mallory Radwich and the coaching staff too. So a lot of Coastal Alabama South royalty here tonight in a continuing to fill Jack Robertson Arena. Parker Williams checking into the game for Coastal North. Busan over to Evans. Evans near the elbow with a miss. Levette with the board. Hands it over to Price. And Price will bring it to the timeline right side. Courtside seats on the side opposite the players and the scoreboard. Price with another three. And we're knotted up again. I'm not sure how many times we have had in this one. But we have got one at the 4:35 mark. Out to set the screen is Renfro. Williams bringing it to the right side. And that is Renfro for three. Only averages 0.3 points a game. But again, McIntosh not playing. That opens a door for others to get some PT. Williams going to go over the back of Evans. And two with Coastal North. You're talking about playing since Christmas without your top scorer going into the Christmas break. Got a timeout on the floor with 4:04 left to play in the half.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
4:04 to play in half number one. What a way to start play in the newly renovated Jack Robertson Arena with a facelift. Purifoy, Giddens defending. Trying to get the reverse, it's not there. Ethan Anderson back into the game for the Coyotes. Williams with a board, gives it to Price. Back to Williams, top side, over to Price. Giddens going out front. And Williams will launch one from three-point range. Levent, little head nod saying, Giddens, you go from the left to the right side of the paint. Price off the glass, put back is good. And there's a foul as well. Bims with the bucket. And an opportunity for three. Nadaye checking into the game. As Bims will try to knot it up again. Almost three to play. Anderson with the screen. Bims steps around it. Williams, top side over to Purifoy with the give. Purifoy to the paint. A little strong. Anderson. Tipped by Price over to Williams. Price feeds into the corner. Giddens for three off the rim. And Dye with the board, loose ball. Anderson dives for it, Price dives for it. Somehow it slides out with bodies on the other end of the floor, and Purifoy will take it to the north end. Williams with a jumper, not there. Giddens with a board. Handed to Price. He'll drive, feed into the corner. Around the horn, and Williams for three, an air ball. .203 to play. Half number one. Well, now I'm seeing members of the Coastal South basketball and the Coastal South volleyball team here. Whitehurst back into the game. Williams has it, top side. And that screen was a little too, I don't want to call it violent, but a little too much body. And that'll be charged to Travis Johnson. South Coyotes trying to take the lead in a 34-33 game. Sheldon Williams taking on Ethan Anderson, the two bigs. And there's an Anderson shove. And that will have Sheldon Williams shooting. If the two teams have an average night, we'll have about 150 points on the board before the evening is done. North averaging right at 72, and South averaging just a tad under 79. Lead belonging to South. And there's Bibbs with a reach in, trying to take it away from the backside. And it'll be Williams shooting the 1-and-1. And it's foul number 2 on Bibbs. Gets the first of 2. Parker Williams, another one of those fellows who averages less than a point a game. That is despite starting 9 ball games this year. A 33% free throw shooter. Two teams with 12 wins on the year. Coastal South winning 12 of 23. Coastal North winning 12 of 29. Back into the corner to Giddens. Johnson steps out to defend. Williams bringing it to the elbow, bringing it into the paint. Brown kicks it into the corner, and Dye rims out the three. Hand it over to Whitehurst. Williams with Brown defending. In a one-point game. First played in the newly renovated Jack Robertson Arena. Whitehurst from the elbow. A little strong, Brown's got it. Down to Williams. And Parker Williams reached in, took it away. Sheldon Williams wanted a foul. Ethan Anderson's got it, misses the shot. And Josh Price will slow it down for the last shot of the half. He will try to give the Coyotes of Coastal South the lead heading into the locker room. Giddens with a miss. It is rebounded by Kamayan Bell. And we have played a half. And a mere point separate the two. It is halftime. I don't know what all we've got in store for you as our halftime feature. It just might be Daniel Head. It could be Dean Myrick. We'll see when we come back. Good to have back with us Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. Commissioner, how are you?
I'm good. A little chilly, but good.
It is a bit on the nippy side. Of course, who knows when we'll air this? It may run for a month or so, but at the time of recording, it is a nippy morning here in Alabama. I want to talk about the D1, D2. Obviously, this is the first year, so there are new adjustments to be made. And really in volleyball season, there weren't adjustments because everybody was D2. You get into basketball, you got a D1, you got a D2. Have there been any unforeseen situations where the two different divisions are concerned, or has it gone pretty smoothly thus far?
It's gone real smooth. We've had no issues and didn't expect any issues. I don't even know if you call it an issue. The biggest adjustment for us is having, two tournaments. But that is, that's really not a big deal either way. So, we'll just have, Division II starting that last part of February, first part of March. And then the weekend after that, we'll have Division I, and Division II will play their district championship. So, so far so good. And, as I have told people, if you didn't know it, you would never know there was a change. Schedules look a little bit different. Once you look at that, obviously, looking at the standings, instead of north-south, you have, D1, D2. But outside of that, we've had no problems. So, I think volleyball kind of proved, without a doubt, that the D2 route will help us tremendously, at that level from a competition standpoint. Wallace State went out and won more, matches in that one tournament than we have ever, at Division I. So, and I expect the same at, for basketball and baseball and softball. And so we're looking forward to that.
How long does the alignment stay as is? I mean, if a team that's won or even a team that's 2 wanted to become the other division, is there a time period to wait? Can they make that change instantaneously, or are we in a 2 or 3 year arrangement?
Well, it's actually a 4-year commitment. But that being said, if there's any extenuating circumstances, and I'm trying to think of what may, a change in or drastic change in scholarship or philosophy from the school or whatever, they can ask for an exemption from that, to go up or down. But I don't foresee that happening with us. Like I said, all of our scholarships are the same, so that's not going to change, one way or the other within that 4 years. So, the year before that, the end of the 4-year commitment, schools will declare again for another 4 years, and I don't know if we'll see movement there or not, one way or the other, but so yeah, we're looking forward to kind of steadying the ship, as you say, moving forward. So, unless something drastic changes, I don't anticipate much movement up or down.
There is one thing that I noticed, I guess maybe this is just on a broadcaster's end, but the stats have both D1 and D2 combined. So your statistical leader, let's say in a per game average point scored, could be a D2 guy. The number 2 guy could be a D1. Has there been conversation about separating the two, or will it remain the same with your statistical leaders?
We would love that, but it's more of a website provider issue. So we are working on that, and hopefully soon. But our website provider is having a few issues, and have for quite a while. So we're trying to work through that, but right now we're not able to separate those.
One other question that might be presenting website issues, and that is Coastal East is now technically Coastal North from an athletic perspective. So is that creating some issues too, at least on the website as far as scheduling and information?
We haven't had any yet that I know of. Everybody here, is aware, of who has what. So, with Coastal North, including now Bruton and Monroeville in one, and obviously South and Bay Minette. So, so as of now, we've had no issues with that. Even when it went from Faulkner State to Coastal, Southeast and North, there was a little adjustment to that because everybody knew Faulkner as Faulkner, and then you had Jeff Davis and Alabama Southern, at the time. So that was the big adjustment there when they all combined. But no, not, as I know, we don't have any issues with that.
This is not D1, D2 related, but there has been, I think, since we last talked, a change in location for the Division I ACCC tournament. It's still going to be in Huntsville, but not in Alabama A&M. So what brought that change on?
We were kind of anticipating the possibility of this, but once the SWAC basketball schedule came out for A&M, they had, our tournament runs from Thursday to Saturday. So once the SWAC schedule was released for A&M, they had a home doubleheader on Thursday and Saturday. So there just wasn't room, per se for us. And like I said, we were kind of waiting on that, knowing that was a possibility. So, after talking to Huntsville Sports Commission, Alabama Huntsville was, more than welcoming for us just to come over there. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to it, but it was just a scheduling conflict, with A&M and obviously their SWAC schedule has to take precedent over us.
Big news, too, for the ACCC in that Alabama Public TV, for the first time ever, will broadcast the championships for D1 there in Huntsville. That's got to be a boon for a lot of folks. I mean, for Alabama Public TV, for the ACCC, and for the Huntsville Sports Commission.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And, the system as a whole partnered with APTV with, the Super 7, state football championships. And now obviously we're comparing high school football to junior college basketball, but, the quality of the broadcasting, you're going to be helping us with that as well. And, know that will, go smoothly. But, the viewership was outstanding for that. And, and it's probably not comparing, oranges to oranges, but, so yeah, we're looking forward to that. I think it gives us a lot more exposure, puts us on a bigger, stage, statewide with, with Alabama Public Television. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And, hopefully it goes well and, we can kind of expand this thing, in years to come, whether it's a game of the week or venturing into other sports and seeing what that looks like.
Get into baseball after basketball wraps up. Is everything set as far as the conference tournament in D1 and D2?
Yes, we are still in Oxford for both. And kind of like basketball, we'll have two separate baseball tournaments. Excuse me. D2 will be the week before D1. So that'll be the end of April. We did have a little scare. We had heard that the Talladega race was going to be the weekend of our tournament, which would basically we would have to find somewhere else to go because there would just be no hotels, in that area. And what would be available, you may not, want to pay what you're going to have to pay to stay there. So luckily it stayed where it was the weekend before. And, we were able to, still stay there. So looking forward to that as well.
Where softball is concerned, is 1 and 2 running simulcast there at Veterans Park in Alabaster?
We are. Unlike basketball and baseball, we were able to get with Florida and combine our conference / region / district tournament into one for Division II. So we'll get our top 5 and they'll send their top 3 because we have more teams, and we'll do an 8-team double with the winner of that going, directly to the national tournament. And then we'll have our top 6 Division I teams. So we're going to run both tournaments at the same time, kind of try to stagger, to start. I went by Veterans Park. You wouldn't even recognize it now. I mean, it's not that it was bad before, but, everything's turf now. All 5 fields are exactly the same. So we'll be able to use all 5 fields, if we need. But it looks beautiful. And we're looking forward to actually being the first tournament at the new park, but new renovated park.
The 4 fields, 4 of the 5, will they be used, simultaneously for the softball?
We've got to put pen to paper on that. We have looked at, staggering, with 6 teams in Division I, they don't need but a couple of time slots for that. So we could do 2 fields, with Division I at a time, let them play, and they can go back to the hotel or go back to campus if they're not staying, and then we could start Division II right after them. And, but that being said, we do have the ability to, use 4 fields at a time. And, but obviously once we get down to probably the semis, we would go down to 2 and not have that overlap, and, cuts down on foul balls, possibly going into other fields. So right now it's up in the air. We're trying to, look at what creates the best environment what creates the most level playing field as far as back-to-back games versus taking breaks. And, that way each team is playing the exact same route, that their opponent has played. So we'll have all that probably with the next few weeks, decided.
Dean Myrie, the commissioner of the ACCC, thanks so much for being our guest here at halftime. We're going to have to do this again, man. We filled up 13 to 15 minutes of a halftime, so we'll have to sit down again and talk to get more from Dean Myrie.
There'll be a lot more, I'm sure. But yeah, anytime we can get together.
Thanks a lot.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Surgery is like getting ready for the big game. You arrive early. You get your mind right. You make sure every tool is ready and the team has the right equipment. Your patient may never know your name. They may never realize that somebody cared enough to ensure all the little tasks were done right. But that's okay. You do. Be somebody. Enroll in the Surgical Technology program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Welcome back. Second half action underway in a 1-point ball game. First game played at the new look Jack Robertson Arena here in Bay Minette. Willis with a miss the first try in the second half. Where Coastal North is concerned, same 5 that started the game start the second half. It is Willis, Evans, Anderson, Whitehurst, and Bayeye. And it looks like the same is true for the Coyotes from the South Country as well. You've got Sanders, Williams, Lavette, Price, and Bibbs. And there is a foul on Anderson, I believe. And Evans coming over to the sidelines to talk to Coach Chuck Taylor, a little gimpy. Williams at the stripe trying to knot it up and then give the lead to the homestanding Coyotes. What a gorgeous new facility. Great sound system, light system. Extra seats, extra chair back seats. Gorgeous floor. I think the scoreboard's new as well. Just a brand new look to the Jack Robertson Arena. And these Coyotes have been chomping at the bit to get onto this floor. Though they have fared very well in Bruton, 6-1 over in Bruton when they've been playing their home games. The only loss to the team that hasn't lost in D1, Bishop State. But the Coyotes, despite not having a home, have made different spots their home very successfully. Chris Bibbs going to the stripe after Anderson picks up his third foul. Bibbs a 65% free throw shooter. Nearly 14 points a game. One of 5 double-digit scores for Coastal South. Williams, Price, Bibbs, Nadaye, and Giddens, all averaging double digits. 3-point South lead. Evans trying to get the no-look to Anderson, but Sheldon Williams was looking, took it away over to Price. Hands it to Bibbs. He'll work his way into the paint, lost it, but able to find it. Williams back out front, it goes to Sanders. Loose ball, Sanders retrieves. Levant over to Bibbs. Works his way to the paint, fires a rocket to Sanders, shoots the three. It is a splashdown. And the Coyotes building the biggest lead of the game. There has not been a lead of 5 or more until now. 42-36, 6-point advantage for Coastal South. Coastal North asking for time, and we'll take it too.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Largest lead of the game, and comes 2.5 minutes into half number 2. A 6-point Coastal South lead. 42-36. And again, our thanks. We have stolen the camera guy for Coastal South. Running our camera tonight. Typically, I'm doing it and not doing it very well. So thank you very much. Got to get a name before the next time he steps behind the camera. I mean, when I refer to him as the camera dude, you probably don't know who I'm talking about. Levant, three-pointer. All of a sudden, a 9-point lead. Pei walking into the mid part of the floor. In women's basketball D1, the seedings not yet confirmed, but D2 is. And in D2, Coastal North is the 1 seed. Whitehurst, who had a pair of those in the first half, misses his first attempt from beyond the arc in half number 2. Price handing it to Levent. Levent off the rim. High into the air. Bibbs able to track down the loose ball, brings it back to the glass. Anderson throws it away, trying to get the pass to Whitehurst. But in D2 women's basketball, Coastal Alabama North is the number 1 seed. Chat Valley 2, Sneed State 3, Wallace-Selma 4. So that means in Mobile at Bishop State. And I think that is next weekend, as Bibbs barely nibbled the rim. It will be Coastal North and Wallace-Selma in one semifinal matchup, and Chat Valley and Sneed State in the other. Congratulations to Andy Armstrong and the Lady Coyotes from Coastal North, taking the top spot. It's going to be an interesting matchup. You anticipate the higher seeds getting to the championship, though granted, Sneed State and Selma saying, hey, wait just a minute. That's why we play the game. So they certainly could get in, but if it is a Chat Valley and Coastal North matchup in the championship, those two teams met twice in the regular season and split. Chat Valley playing their best basketball at the end of the year, and Coastal North got to be high off taking that top seed. Sheldon Williams, after the Caleb Renfro foul, it is Renfro's second. And the lead down double digits. And Coastal North has gone on a dry spell. A little better than 4 minutes without a point. And all of the second half scoring thus far has been from Coastal South. Trey Duran with it out front. Moves it over to the left side per instructions from Coach Chuck Taylor. Durant with the drive. Williams got a piece of it. And then it's out of bounds off Brayshawn Williams. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Not sure who this is charged to, but I know it's 30 seconds. And I know we'll be back right after this.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
$5:12 to play in the game. 15:12 to play in the game. That one is important, that extra digit that I left on. 15:12 to go. In a 47-36 game. Rebounded by Renfro, hands it over to Durant. Purifoy wanted the lob and was thinking about the alley-oop. But instead Durant backs it out, brings it over to the timeline on the right side. What a great atmosphere here, and especially tonight. Very festive mood in the house. As Purifoy lays it in, breaks the ice. And I feel certain as Sanders hits a three. And Coastal North is going to check on scores of everybody else. And they probably have already gone through all the scenarios, trying to figure out if you get in or not. As I mentioned earlier, the bad news is that of the teams that are in this quagmire, really the odds are against North getting in. Doesn't mean they won't, but it doesn't at the moment favor them. South has got an opportunity to host. Well, check that. It is D1 that's playing all their basketball in Huntsville. D2 will host quarterfinals. So you just get to Huntsville and you get to play on a gorgeous floor. And if you're playing basketball on Saturday, then you get into a lot of households because Alabama Public TV is going to be carrying the championships on the 9th of March. Giddens a little bit short on the two, rebounded by Purifoy. Over to Durant. Renfro giving a down low look and then sends it over to Purifoy. Purifoy with a drive, couldn't get her to drop, but the follow-up from Williams, good for two. Well, one thing, too, that remains the same since the last time I was here in Coastal South calling a game, the air conditioner works very, very well. Over to Price. Typically, I come here prepared, but forgot about it. Plus, the powers that be, the inspectors, gave us an hour prior and will give us an hour after the fact. So really not a lot of time to get a lot of stuff done. So an extra layer of clothing wasn't on the mind at the time. Contact, Purifoy and Price line up on the floor. Giddens with a miss. Bibbs blocked by Williams. Over it goes to Purifoy. Feeds into the paint. Nkamayan Bell is fouled. Make that Williams go to the strike. Actually thought that Bell was the guy that got popped, but it is Williams who will shoot. And it is Sanders that picked up his first foul. Rebounded by Williams. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Not demands, not commands, just requests. Bell with a board, gives it over to Durant. Contact down low. And that will be an offensive foul on Durant. Nataye and Levent coming into the game. Sanders and Giddens coming out for Coastal South. They have led it by as much as 11, currently by 7. Nataye to Williams. And Brayshawn Williams pushing Sheldon Williams from the back. Non-shooting foul. It'll be brought in from the baseline. Out front to Sanders, then to Price at the timeline. Down low to Williams, gets the reverse. First night in the new arena, and Saturday night will be the last night in the arena for the 2024 season. Lawson State coming to town. And actually, that's an afternoon game. Ladies at 2 and the men at 4, I believe, on Saturday. And as Bell with a miss, Price has got it. From the corner to Dye. In a fight for the loose ball between Evans and Levant. And it will be Coyote South basketball. For Coastal North, this is it. Last game of the regular season. And they will see if it is the last game, period. As I mentioned for South, they've got Lawson State on Saturday. Giddens with Evans defending, goes out front to Price. And as Price a little too strong with the 3. Tipped out and retrieved by Evans, goes over to Whitehurst. You pull up and drop in the 2. As we get inside 10 to play. Over to Giddens, then to Bibbs, left wide open for the 3. Williams trying to come over and defend. Shot missed, Whitehurst with it. Works it to the stripe. Bibbs says, I'll take that. Jams it in with a pair of hands. A 9-point Coyote lead. Over it goes to Anderson. Willis from the timeline out front. Evans, handoff going to Renfro. Feeds it down to Evans off the glass. And check that. That is John McCants. I think. No, it's a 2 and a 1. Joshua Whitehurst. I'll run through the roster before I get 1 of the 5 on the floor for North. Got a timeout on the floor with 8:57 left to play.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
A little less than 9 to play in the game. Evans at the stripe. Trying to narrow that gap. 8 points a contest for Evans, a 73% free throw shooter. These two teams met a long time ago, it seems like. Very first of the year in Monroeville, and Coastal North won that one. Coastal South trying to return the favor. Taking it away is Parker Williams from Sheldon Williams. Over to Whitehurst. And it looks like Whitehurst is going to shoot. Price had his hands up. Is he the guilty party? He is. His first of the game. Coastal South, 1 year removed from an appearance in the championship game. They played their best basketball at the end of the year. That's just kind of a Robbie Robertson trademark. And when you get to Huntsville, South is not one of the teams you want to play, no matter who you are in the division. Price to the glass. It is tipped out of bounds and will belong to Coastal North. And likewise, if North gets in and you're a D2 team, I don't think you want to draw North. They can play well on any given night. Whitehurst with it at the timeline on the right side. Out front to Williams. And a Ntaye blocking foul. That is foul number 2 on Ntaye. Non-shooting, it'll be brought in from right in front of the Coastal North bench. Willis puts it in play to Williams. Over to Anderson to Whitehurst. Fed back to Anderson. He'll lay it up and in. And what was 11 now trimmed to 6. I think that 5. I mentioned how suspect my math skills are. 5-point game. Willis throwing it away. Price has got it on the other end of the floor. Lays it up. Ring around the rosy for 2. Parker Williams making his way down the floor over to Evans. Chris Bibbs over at the scorer's table, ready to come in for South. Williams grabbing the rebound, hands it over to Price. Williams off the glass. Rest of the weekend on JockJive, you've got baseball tomorrow, Pensacola State and Coastal South. You've got baseball on Saturday, Bishop State and Bevel State. ALA BCA Game of the Week on Saturday from Dothan, Alabama. Anderson with a miss on the 3. And of course, Lawson State and Coastal South basketball from right here. Giddens the miss, Levette the miss. Whitehurst on the other end of the floor. Over to Evans. Off the rim, Anderson with it. Levette blocks the putback attempt. Ntaye's got it. Lobs it over to Price. Ntaye giving it back to Williams, who'll put up the perimeter 2, just a little bit strong. Back to Williams, who lays it up and in. Five and a half to go, back to an 11-point lead, matching their largest of the game. Williams to Evans, shoots the 3 ball. He'll splash it in. And trim the lead to 8. I was talking about South and all their athletes here. I see some Coastal North ladies basketball players here. That's the little guy taking it away from the big guy. Whitehurst able to reach in and snag it from Sheldon Williams. Willis. First shot no good. Second shot is, and he's fouled. Willis will be at the line when we come back from the media break in a 6-point contest.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Michael Willis at the line trying to cap off a 3-point play opportunity. Hit the 2 down low and hits the 1 from the stripe. Makes it a 5-point game. Willis out, Purifoy in, Anderson out. And Renfro back into the game. First game ever played on the new look Jack Robertson Arena. Shot to Levin. Levin with a jam. Bayai back into the game. Brings it over to Purifoy. Fender Renfro. Whitehurst pulls up, shoots from the stripe. Rebounded by Bibbs. Into the corner to Sheldon Williams. Thought about the 3. Price feeds it over to Nataye. He will shoot the 3. A 10-point lead with just a little bit under 4 to play. Bayai with a 3. Over to Williams, gives it to Bibbs at the timeline on the left side. Out of the corner, Williams spins into the paint. He's got Coyotes twisting all over the place, trying to defend. 1, 2, 3 tries, good for Sheldon Williams. A 9-point lead, 3-possession game, 3 minutes to go. Bayai feeds to Whitehurst. Shot clock into single digits. And Bayai wants another 3 off the rim. Tipped back over to Purifoy. Purifoy off the glass for 2. Seven-point game. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to play. Fed over to Williams. Thought about the 3. A little gun shy after that air ball 3 earlier. And Bayai with the push of Bibbs. That's the first foul on Bayai. Neither team into the bonus yet. But we're getting closer. As a matter of fact, that might be now the bonus. It is. 7 on North. Giddens coming into the game, or at least will be. Williams with a miss in the front end of the 1-1. Bayi flips it down the floor to Purifoy. Williams, well, he knew what was coming. Able to swat it away. Then trots to the sidelines, and Giddens comes in. Into the corner to Purifoy. That's a long 2. Evans over to Renfro. Topside give to Whitehurst. Into the corner. Time running out. Bayi forced to put it up. Off the rim. Rebounded by Bibbs. Nearing the 1-minute mark. Price backing it out to near midcourt. And there was a timeout on the floor asked for by the Coyotes. It's a 1-minute break. We're back in 60.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master a skill to land a job fast. And start your path to a career that pays. Discover welding at Coastal Alabama Community College. So what are you waiting for?
.109 to go in a 3-possession game, 67-60. Southwood possession of the basketball. Don't forget, we're back on Saturday. Lawson State and Coastal South. Dallas Renzi on the call. Levent forced to put up a 3. And now Coastal North forced to score. Dribbled out of bounds by Purifoy. And let's see what the decision is where Chuck Taylor and the Coyotes North are concerned. They push it, foul. And I don't know if that was really part of the game plan. I don't know that that's an indicator that they're going to foul to get the ball back. Nadaya coming out, Giddens in. Josh Price shooting. It stays a 7-point game, but there's fewer seconds this trip down for North. Into the corner to Whitehurst. And he'll get fouled by Levent. Three-shot foul, Whitehurst to the stripe. Coach Robbie Robertson doesn't like the call, says, do you mind coming over here and let's talk? I want to share my thoughts in regards to the foul on Levent. Whitehurst, an 86% free throw shooter, as I mentioned, a very good free throw shooting team. course, you brag on something and you know what happens. Just the opposite. Two of three. Whitehurst makes it a 67-62 5-point game. Down it goes to Nataye and then back out to Price. And a Whitehurst foul with 18 seconds remaining. So it appears the Coyotes from Coastal North will fall to 12-18. And go home and see how the rest of the D2 conference is doing. Coastal South will improve to 13-11 on the year. And get ready for a season finale against Lawson State on Saturday. Whitehurst over to Bayeye. Purifoy for three, and he's fouled. Nataye, the guilty party. And Purifoy, who shoots 51% from the line, going to the stripe. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. And we like lots and lots of subscribers. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. All you got to do is click on the subscribe button. You can share the game coverage. You can get notified when a link goes live. Well, Purifoy's got a chance to make it a one-possession game. If the 51% free throw shooter knocks down this one. And he does. And there was a timeout on the floor of the 30-second variety. 5 seconds to play in a three-point game.
What's up, y'all? Here at Coastal, Alabama. I'm about to go and get this leg day started. Let's get it. We're here again after it today. You're... Oh! Hey, let's go, baby. Let's ride. Yes, sir.
5 seconds left. Not over yet. South to put it in play from the baseline on the opposite end of the floor. Back over to Bibbs, fouled immediately by Purifoy. And one Bibbs free throw will wrap it up. If made. Got to be a successful free throw. That is the first foul on Purifoy. And there's the one that seals it. Don't forget baseball tomorrow at noon, Pensacola State and Coastal South. And we're about to say so long, and we will see you then. This one is over. First game ever played on the brand new floor at Jack Robertson Arena. And it is a victorious one for Coastal South, knocking off North by 5. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. We will see you tomorrow right across the street for baseball and right back here in this arena on Saturday. For all the folks with all the Coastals and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.